Forbo Flooring Systems is a global leader in providing sustainable flooring solutions. Forbo offers a range of resilient products with exceptional performance and endless design options. Modular Marmoleum products offer an excellent opportunity to install the world's finest resilient tile while generating consistent profits. When installed efficiently and maintained correctly, Marmoleum provides the customer a resilient floor with the lowest cost of ownership in the industry. In this video, we demonstrate how a team of 3 Forbo certified professional installers can easily install more than 3,000 square feet in a standard 8-hour workday, employing a method we call the machine. Flooring dealers often staff crews with installers who have insufficient training, do not plan well, fail to lay out the materials effectively, and have no clear understanding of each installer's role in the process. The issue of efficient work habits is also important. On many job sites, it's common to find one or more installers distracted or not actually installing. This affects the yields, productivity, and profitability of the project. The keys to a successful and profitable installation are careful organization, thoughtful preparation, dedicated installers, and a consistent division of labor. And no one on the crew should ever be waiting for someone else to finish a task in order to move the job forward. Thoughtful preparation means getting all materials and tools set to start the job, like the product, the buckets, trowels, rollers, and towels. By carefully organizing the layout of the job, including the start and stop points, and staging the materials throughout the space, installers will spend less time carrying materials across the room and will minimize wasteful and inefficient time on the project. Then, once the space is completed, there's no need to come back and clean up. Dedicated installers are professional team players that can perform the required tasks. These installers also take pride in their work and are mindful of the end result. To optimize a consistent division of labor when installing Marmoleum modular products, Forbo has developed a method we call the machine. The machine keeps the flow of the job steadily proceeding throughout the day. As you see here, the crew works through the room by laying lanes of tile 3 tiles wide and circling around the areas previously laid. You will create a path through the room that is serpentine, starting out away from the edges and away from the center point, then working up and around, back under the starting point, and then moving back and forth across the remainder of the room as you see here. Let's see how the machine can substantially boost productivity while improving the quality of the installation. The ideal number of installers for the machine is 3. You can approximate the same strategy with 2 people, but 3 is best. If you have 6, you can double up the efforts with 2 3-person teams. To show how the machine works during an actual installation, we started a 1,200 square foot area mid-afternoon with 3 installers. We've numbered the installers so we can follow them through the job. The primary role of installer 1 is to spread the adhesive, and he remains the spreader for 80 to 90% of the installation. He stays just far enough ahead of the installer placing tile to ensure that there is always the proper amount of open time on the adhesive. He may help lay tile or roll the floor to help the crew catch up to him, but his primary role is to spread adhesive. Installer 2 is primarily the tile layer. His main job is to watch the pattern of the floor and ensure that the tiles are tight and running in the proper direction. He also checks adhesive open time and communicates with Installer 1 on start and stop points for spreading adhesive. Installer 2 follows behind Installer 1 after waiting until the first part of the adhesive sets up, placing the primary tile as Installer 1 continues to spread adhesive, and also cutting in and laying the edges right up to the wall as he goes. Similarly to Installer 1, Installer 2 will only stop laying tile when he works up to the place where the adhesive may not yet be ready to receive tile. At that point, he can move to whatever task is most useful: rolling, specialty work, carrying new tile, pulling tape, or cleaning up. Installer 3 has multiple jobs during the installation, and while it may seem at first pass that his are the simplest or least skilled tasks, the fact is that Installer 3 is the key to the whole operation. He has many roles and is the engine that drives the machine. As the installation starts, he and Installer 2 monitor the adhesive for open time to determine when to start laying tile. When the adhesive is set up, he helps Installer 2 as he starts laying tile. Once the process gets underway and the first sections are placed, he follows behind Installer 2 with tape, then the 100-pound roller. Now, he starts multitasking while paying attention to many aspects of the job. He delivers tile and any other supplies needed to installer 1 and 2 as they focus on spreading adhesive and laying primary tile. And as 1 and 2 proceed, installer 3 scrapes up excessive adhesive around the perimeters of the main tile lanes. This way, the team moves through the room smoothly and only once, with no need to backtrack. And when he's not doing those things, he should be picking up scraps and tape as needed. This sounds like a lot, but once the flow begins, you'll see that it's all easily manageable and that all these jobs will dovetail in a smooth workflow, as long as all 3 installers are focused and keep working. And once the adhesive goes down, the team must proceed on pace to prevent the adhesive from flashing off or drying out too much to hold the bond. As you can see, rather than the 3rd installer being a low-skilled or low-energy role, his contributions are critical. On an average crew, installer 3 would typically be considered the low man or most unskilled of the crew. In the machine, he is the most skilled and most attentive. In some cases, we've seen poorly organized teams in which the 3rd person spends too much time waiting, standing around, texting, or otherwise wasting valuable production time. That's not good for any project, but it's particularly wasteful and inefficient when working with Marmoleum Tile. Let's talk about the starting point. You may have noticed that the team started the process some distance out from the walls and from the center point. The strategy for the machine is to install the floor in a series of lanes or rows of 3 tile width stripes. In order to allow the flow to move continuously, the ideal starting point is a minimum of 3 tiles from a wall and down the longest stretch of the room. Once the chalk lines are snapped and the start point is established, installer 1 is ready to begin. Let's take a moment to review adhesive open and working time. It is the single most important dynamic of installing Marmoleum Tile. Marmoleum Tile requires a wet set adhesive, meaning that the tiles must be laid into adhesive that has not dried or flashed off. A good way to tell when the adhesive is ready is to touch the adhesive. When a light touch produces just a little transfer of adhesive to your finger, but a firm touch will flatten and smear the adhesive, you're good to go. Now let's take a look at a time-lapse video of an actual installation captured in real time. The clock time for this job of 1,200 square feet was approximately 3 hours. You'll see that at some points, the assigned installers will momentarily help with other tasks, but each stays primarily focused on the tasks as we've described. Here we go. Installer 1 begins to spread adhesive in a 3 to 4 tile span to the left of the chalk line or away from the wall. He continues to spread the length of the room to the wall. Simultaneously, installer 2 continuously checks the adhesive to identify a proper time to start laying tile, and installer 3 positions tile throughout the room. "1,200 square feet in approximately 3 hours. This is an actual job with these 3 installers and these 3 only. That means a dedicated team could install 3,000 square feet in a day, a rate of 1,000 square feet per installer per day. When properly applied, the machine lets you install Marmoleum Tile as efficiently or more efficiently than any other resilient flooring product, saving time, money, and customer inconvenience. Yet one more way Forbo leads the industry. Thanks for watching this Forbo video. For other videos or for additional technical information, visit us at the site shown here or contact us at 1-800-842-7839.